Hey guys, so today's video is out shooting at New Brighton Beach in Christchurch, New Zealand. It was nice and early for the sunrise. So there's a really cool pier around here. This makes it a great subject, especially in the morning because the light is really nice as well. And the tide's just going out slightly here, so there's some good reflections of the shallow water here. And also they're getting a little bit of the bubbles and the little waves that are coming up towards the shore. So that gives a little bit of a foreground detail in the composition. Now for this particular composition, I'm on the right side of the pier looking out towards the sea. I'm trying to get the pier to be up in the corner of the frame, so the eye gets led from the top of the pier on the top left side of the composition, and it gets drawn towards the centre and across the horizon and then towards the sun just popping up over the horizon there. So it's quite a simple, easy composition, like pleasing to look at because your eye can naturally it's easy to follow. And then the foam in the foreground catching the light is a bit of detail and interest in the foreground as well. So now I've gone to the other side of the pier. I tried to position the composition so the sun is in between two of the pillars there, in between the pier. And I'm also shooting HDR shots because it is backlit, so the details of the pier are a little bit dark, but I ended up not using that much of the HDR, of the overexposed shots. So I did like that composition, but I wanted to try like a long exposure shot, just to try and get a bit of the nicer reflections. See how the pillars are sort of going into the ocean there, and you can see the reflections of the pillars. So I thought that would be quite a nice reflection kind of shot, but the waves are a little bit too much to capture that easily in the image. So using a long exposure shot, that'll get that done. I'm just sticking on I'm using 3 filters here. I've been asked a few times which filters, neutral density filters I use, so I'll put a link in the description below if you're interested in what ones I use. And so these basically just darken the image so I can get a long exposure. This particular composition isn't particularly long because I'm shooting right into the sun. It's quite hard to get like a really long exposure. I think it was maybe around 5 seconds or so, and that's enough to smoothen out the waves here because the waves are quite active. But I'm not looking for like a completely glass sort of reflection, but just smoothing them out a little bit just to get a slightly more ethereal kind of a vibe to it. So as you can see in the final image, like the water isn't completely flat in the exposure, but it's slightly smoothened off just to give a bit more pop on the reflections and just try something different. So I hope you liked today's video on the images, and I appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Thanks.